talk about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is one of the most contentious doctrines in the Bill of Rights. It states that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Since the Constitution was written, these words have been debated over and over again. The framers of the Constitution had just fought a war against a tyrannical government that they felt didn't provide them with adequate representation. One of their main concerns when forming the new U.S. government was to prevent that government from becoming too powerful over individuals as well as the states. They wanted to ensure that the people had the power to protect themselves from the federal government by forming well-regulated militias. Slaveholders also favored the Second Amendment as a means of maintaining their property, which was code for enslaved people. It's safe to assume that the writers of the Constitution did not foresee the development of advanced weaponry, such as nuclear missiles and biological weapons. So if the purpose of the Second Amendment is to guarantee the collective right of the people to protect themselves from a tyrannical government, is the basis of this amendment outdated since individuals don't have access to advanced weaponry? Perhaps the biggest issue with the Second Amendment is how to determine what compromises a well-regulated militia. Some legal scholars argue that the amendment was only meant to allow state militias to form and bear arms to be used against the federal government if deemed necessary. This interpretation can lead to a host of other issues, such as whether or not a militia can lawfully exist in current times at all, outside of the military and National Guard. If so, could the Ku Klux Klan qualify as a well-regulated militia? Other scholars, however, disagree with the assertion that the Second Amendment only protects the collective right of militias to bear arms. They argue that the amendment guarantees an individual's right to gun ownership. In 2008, the Supreme Court upheld this view in the case District of Columbia versus Heller. But the debate surrounding the Second Amendment will probably never be resolved, as issues such as open carry, state versus federal law, and background checks continue to rage on.